Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
This is getting listings in a low inventory market. How do we get listings? We're realtors. We want listings. You got to list to last, baby. And today we're sharing all this knowledge, all this wisdom, specifically about how do we get homes to sell? How do we help sellers who need to sell? And guess what? The listings, they lead to buyers. The buyers lead to more listings. The buyers lead to more buyers. It's just a cycle that we love. And we have someone here we love who is going to be going over this, is right out of Fort Walton Beach. We have Domenech, our favorite certified referral trainer. Welcome, Polly. Let's break some records with our breakout today. How about that?
Let's do it, Michael.
I love it. So this is all very, very specific about getting listings in a low inventory market. So across the country, a lot of people are experiencing where there's just not enough homes to sell. The low inventory, there's nothing to sell. Buyers, there's nothing to see. And then when you do see one you like, there's 27 offers and hopefully you get it, but maybe you don't. And there's 26 buyers to go find hopefully another house. So how are we getting listings in a low inventory market? What's the first thing that we need to do?
Well, top of mind awareness is the number one thing, right? So we've got to make sure that they see your face and you are an option. So one of the things that I do is I put my face on everything. Our open houses are an opportunity for anyone, but how do you use it to actually help your brand grow? And what I've done is I actually put my face on my signs. So we have these all over town as a coming soon.
Love it.
As my open house.
Boom. All right. I love this because here's the thing. I mean, what do most people use for their open house sign? They go down to their MLS or they go down to wherever and they get a little sign that says open house directional. And it's like that arrow doesn't sell. But your arrows, your big giant signs, they are literally almost mimics of your actual sign. And listen, this is, I mean, instant differentiation should come from the signs. That is a beautiful, beautiful sign. I mean, literally it says it's all. It's Pauly.com. He's got his picture. He's got an arrow. He's got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And it says open house. It says it all. That is a beautiful sign. Show us that sign one more time, Pauly. Listen, everybody, take notes on this sign. It has his picture on it, has the number on it. What's the bottom say, Pauly? Don't list, sell your home. Boom. Like that is for an open house. I mean, could you imagine 50 of these up pointing to one of his listings? Pauly, that's genius. I love that. And so you don't just do coming soon and open house signs. You know, COVID-19 hit. Fort Walton was not only hit with COVID-19, but also with a couple of hurricanes. Like, what else did you do from a sign perspective?
So I also put out motivational signs that just say, be yourself, believe in yourself, changing lives. My goal is always to inspire the higher. So when my people see their listing, their house with these signs on them, and then they see their real estate agent all over spreading love, you know what they do? They give you referrals. The way to do this is by maximizing the referrals and inspiring the people that you already have in your sphere.
I love the positivity. What we really needed in the world was more positivity. And so you put up branded signs with these inspirational messages that people were just inspired by. They were just like, you know what, that Pauly, he's so positive. That Pauly, he's so positive. And I will tell you, in the world of negativity, you can get business just by being positive. And that's amazing. And it's easy, it's free, it's fast. And I love that. So, all right. So we get a listing, and we're going to put all these for sale, coming soon, open house signs that are also branded like our signs. What do you do when it comes to the neighbors and the people around the house that you've listed?
Right. So when it comes down to actually the people that are listing in that area, what I end up doing is I focus on 2 people to the right and the left, and then also the 5 people in front of them. And what I drip them is my value proposition. So what am I doing? What are you telling your people that you are doing for them that separates you from the competition? So I'm not putting out, hey, just listed 1, 2, 3 Happy Lane. Do you want to know the value of your home? The answer is no, I'm not leaving. So therefore, it has no value. But what I am doing is I'm sending them postcards that look like this with a market update that tells them, hey, this home is on the market. And on the back, it tells you how fast I sell houses, how much I net more. And then it says that I will be sending you more information to keep you updated on how I do things. Stay tuned. And then I drip them, for example, I do a Matterport. So I send them a card on specifically the value of the Matterport and the 3D virtual tour and how it can net them more money. Same thing with staging that I do. I send them something that has to do with staging, so that when they do decide to sell, they will actually inquire to who? The person that they're in flow with, which is their neighbor to the left, the neighbor to the right. Those are the people that actually get intimate with each other, not the entire neighborhood. Sure, they might know the neighbor that's 3 blocks over, but that neighbor isn't going to necessarily know the dog's name, when the kids come home, what your work schedule is like, because you're asking them, hey, can you please make sure that my door is locked? I'm going on vacation. You want to get in flow with those people that have that intimate conversation with people. And I focused on that when it comes down to my mailing and my farming.
9 people, right? Nine families that you're really focused on. 2 on the left, 2 on the right, 5 in the front. That's who they're going to interact with. And instead of a quantity or a bulk or mass approach, you're being more like a surgeon, and you're going 6 deep with those 9 people. That's only 54 postcards total. And here's the other thing too, is who's likely to come through the open house? It's those 5 people across the street, the 2 nosy neighbors, right? And guess what? Now we're feeding them. And what I love about these ideas is your signs idea totally meshes with your postcard idea, because they see the open house signs, they've gotten branded, and then they see these 6 postcards. Who else are they going to go with? Who else are they going to talk about? They're so impressed by what you're doing. Every time they pull out of the driveway, they see Paulie's picture on his sign. And every weekend, they see his signs pointing to the open house. So I will tell you what, I mean, they're convinced. And that's what you're talking about is going deep instead of going shallow. And it's just like, I really want these 9 people to remember me, know me forever. And that's leading to more listings. And then let's talk about like a sphere approach. So you talked about something that you've been sending to your sphere of influence and your top people, your ambassadors and your champions, that is really producing listings, and you were actually surprised by it. So what are you doing for your sphere?
So what I'm doing for my sphere is I'm trying to figure out, what is a very personal but yet affordable way to get in touch with everybody that's not just a postcard to the people that value you and also send you business. And so what I've come up with is what does everybody love, right? Like coffee. This is a coffee shop in our area. And what I do is I also send them a mug that actually they could drink their coffee from. And on the back of it, it says, wake up, repeat, be awesome. Now, when I send this the first time, I send it with a letter that says, thank you very much for supporting my local real estate business. We have been roasting the market and getting top dollar for the homes that we list. If you know of anybody that is looking to buy and or sell, please let me know. And you are also supporting this local business, the coffee shop, the Main Brew, and I give them the address of where they can get more of this coffee. Now, every season, I'm sending them just a bag of coffee that ends up costing me approximately $3 and is some seasonal brew. This one is Goat Tracks. This was the summer brew. And now we have the fall brew coming up with the pumpkin spice. And then the other one is a different for the winter. And it's cheap, inexpensive, and people love coffee.
Especially seasonal, especially different. Like this is different. This is a different, and you're sending the seasonal at the time of the, I mean, pumpkin spice is going to rock them, right? Yeah. And here's what I love. I mean, you can actually work it like Goat Tracks. Like you could even put in the letter, like you are the goat, you know, like to your clientele is you are the greatest of all time, right? And it's like you're the greatest of all time referral source. You're the greatest of all time supporter. You're the greatest of all time. I think you're the GOAT, and you could have a lot of fun with that. And then you've got pumpkin spice, which of course has got to be the fourth quarter brew, and you can do stuff with that.
And you know what this ties into? Let me think. I'm sure RMS has got something called I Love You Latte. Bring them all in. Right. Hello, the people love it. We're doing our own Love You Latte down there at Main Brew. Swing on by, get yourself a cup of coffee. They know what's going on. They feel involved. You are inspiring the hire. You must inspire the hire.
Yeah. And people are attracted to it. They want to, I'll tell you what, people who are selling, they want success. They want to see evidence of your success. And all of this is evidence of success. You've got the signs, which are coming soon. And not only that, but there's been realtors who have quit doing open houses, which is just insane. Have your open house signs up. Even if nobody comes, we have to realize there's video or there's value to these signs being up all over the place. Even if nobody signs up, there is that brand awareness and that activity. Go ahead, Paula. You had something
Michael,
to add to
and
that.
Here's the other thing. If you're doing an open house to gain buyers, you're doing it all wrong. You need to be doing it again to inspire the hire for the referral from the people you are doing the open house for. If you don't get anybody, you know what they're going to do? They're going to feel so bad that you set out the cookies and you set out the drinks and did all that, that they will feel obligated to refer you to somebody, and it is easier to convert a referral than somebody on a list that never wanted to put their name down to begin with, but they just wanted to you to leave them alone. So they wrote, yeah, my email is mickeymouseclub@getthis.com.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I love about that is that too many people thought, well, I don't want to do an open house. Well, my first thought is, well, you're kind of being lazy. And it's like, I don't want to interrupt the seller. Or no, you're doing it for the seller, right? The first thing is you need to be able to convince your seller that open houses are important, and they are. Then you top it off. You do the open house. It will attract potential buyers in the market who also need to sell their homes. And honestly, that's how I got one of my very first listings, was holding an open house for another agent. And a buyer came in, they had to sell and buy. So I sold their home, helped them buy another home. And that's how it happens. But here's the other thing that Paulie's talking about is you also get other sellers from your open house, because they're going to see how well you market their neighbor's home. And they're going to go, this guy's everywhere. This guy's all over it. I'm going to list with them. I want them. And here's the other thing that you don't know that they think. Well, they generated all these buyers for this house. Well, only one of them could buy. So they've already know all these other people who are buying my neighborhood. That's what these smart people think. So they go with this and you may have lost a listing in a neighborhood you live in or a neighborhood you farm to somebody that was just brand new to the area and a new agent and so on. So, well, why did they go with the new agent? That's what they were thinking. They were thinking, well, this new agent is already, they don't know they're new, first of all, but this agent has attracted all these buyers already. Well, maybe one of those buyers would want to buy my house. That's how they think. So that's the power of these signs. That's the power of this F-bomb approach, you know, the follow-up bomb, where he's sending out 6 postcards to the homes around the house. And then the coffee mugs are super, super attractive, stays in front of sphere of influence. And he's getting a lot of referrals for people who are looking to sell because he's roasting the market, people. This guy is roasting the market. And I will tell you, you know, a quick little tidbit on this too is, you know, circle prospecting really comes to mind as well. As you take a listing on 123 Anywhere Street that's in East Side subdivision. Well, you think, who do I know on Anywhere Street? You call them and just say, hey, I thought of you because I just listed a home. You think of the East Side neighborhood and you call everybody you know in East Side and go, you know, I was just driving through East Side. I just listed one of your a house in the neighborhood, and I just thought of you. And then you go a little bit further out, right? These concentric circles, what I call circle prospecting. And you start calling, and before you know it, you've made 20 calls within a 2-mile radius of people who live around that house, and you're letting them know about the house. Well, these are people you know, so they're like, well, he's still in the business. He's still doing well. He's still successful, and he lists in my area. So you're instantly more referable, but you never know when one of those people you know are actually going to sell or thinking about selling. So this is just a great excuse to call. So that's circle prospecting. You can add to that. That's another way you can get listings in low inventory. Polly, bring us home, buddy. We've got about a minute left. Like, what are our final words of wisdom when it comes to getting listing in this tough, low inventory environment we're in?
Guys, here's the deal. If they don't know you exist, you are not an option. That's just it. So get out there, let them know that you exist, put your face on everything, and let's get these listings. Come on, they're yours. Why are you letting somebody else get them and doing a disservice to that customer? You need to be the one serving these people because we are part of the generosity generation and we lead with generosity. So let's get it.
I love it. I love it. He hits it home. And another thing that Paulie didn't even talk about much is he has his own Labor Day every month where he goes and he fixes up homes. He takes limbs out of the yard. He helps stage them. Him and his team are actually getting in shorts and t-shirts and doing the labor for his sellers. They video it, they take pictures of it. And I will tell you, people are attracted to that. You may not be able to get like a direct referral or a direct listing directly from that, but I'm telling you, your people notice, they love what you're doing. You're willing to work a little harder for their listing. And guess what? They want the people who are going to work hard for their listing instead of the old crusty veterans who act like, oh, well, you're listing with me and you should feel like proud of that because you get to list with me. It's like, no. Paulie's hustling, Paulie's working, Paulie's grinding, Paulie's willing to work harder. And that's who people want right now. They want the people who are willing to work hard for them to sell their listing. And guess what? Listings are selling. I love it. This is the session where you have got to watch this over and over again, implement each of the little tidbits that we talked about today. One of the first things you got to do, customize your open house signs, customize your coming soon signs, get that done as soon as possible with your picture on there. Paulie, thank you again, brother. Always delivering value.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
You rock.